Dire team back.
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the Eizo Cup. We're back now for actually the 9th installment of the Eizo Cup. That's right, it's been going for a very, very long time. We've had a lot of winners through the past, and one of those winners who actually won, I think, the Eizo Cup more than any other team is now renamed from their former Kaipi, labeled themselves up as Speed Gaming after being Rattlesnake International because they wanted something unique. But it's Speed Gaming playing their matchup right now up against Team Empire. We're doing the Eizo Cup in a different way as well. It's the Eizo Cup Marathon. Basically, we do every single game bar the grand final today. So this is the winner, the upper part of the single elimination bracket semi-final. Team Empire going up against Speed Gaming. Let's jump ourselves over inside the draft because I get to welcome in a guy to this live stream who I was saying before to the live stream people, but for people on the VODs and people on the JoinDota YouTube channel who have never, maybe they will have heard of this guy in the past. He's an old school Dota boy. I think we can call you old school. B-Ballin'. What's up?
Old school, that's something, but I definitely can't claim old school next to you and Luminous, especially you, but yeah, Speed Gaming, well, I guess you can't really get more unique than a team name like Speed Gaming.
Quickly, man, you gotta turn your mic off inside the game.
Ah, my bad.
Beautiful. Because without that, we're echoing to everybody who does find the Dota TV, which, by the way, is free for everybody. If you want to find it, you've kind of got to search for it. We don't have a ticket for the Eizo Cup. We weren't allowed a free ticket. I don't know if we can change those rules now that there's free tickets out there. But yeah, if you find it in Dota TV, you're all good to go, peoples. It is turned on and available for your viewing pleasure.
How's that?
Perfect.
Awesome. Like I was saying, there's no name more unique than Speed Gaming, especially their shirts. You see their shirts, man? They are really unique.
It's like they were designed back when like you were clocking Alex the Kid.
Well, it's definitely retro, and Speed Gaming, they've just been on a roll recently. They did have a little bit of a slip-up against Dignitas in their first show match in Korea, but they managed to claim the second match, and they have just been on fire recently, and they're definitely going to MLG Columbus, guns blazing, especially since they reacquired Arteezy, who is now the 6th member of Speed Gaming. Meanwhile, Empire, well, they've been a thorn in the side of Speed Gaming. They actually knocked them out of WePlay in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. So Speed Gaming was knocked outside the money, so Speed Gaming definitely looking for some revenge right now, and they picked up some very strong heroes right from the get-go.
Yeah, they're Chen as well as Timbersaw. We've already seen Aoi on his micro central enchantress. I say micro, he ended up just impeding people to death. But he will be able to take up the Chen role. And Timbersaw, a hero which Sing Sing played in his first game tonight, to quite a large amount of success. They did struggle with that game a little bit. It ended up taking them to about 40 minutes before they were able to finish that game off. But two heroes. Then again, at the same time, I don't know if it will be Sing on the Timbersaw. This is what I was talking about. I don't know if you were tuning in for the game just past. But with the acquiring of Arteezy, Sing Sing took the role in the last game of Bone 7. He took the offlaner role. It wasn't an aggressive tri-lane with a hero which Sing Sing's played before, which is the Elder Titan, but still, because Bone 7 couldn't get his visa to go to MLG, they're using Arteezy.
Oh, that's why. I was wondering if Bone 7 would come, because he definitely went to Korea, if I'm not mistaken, but I guess he needs an American visa, so... Well, that kind of sucks, because Bone 7 is definitely one of the main catalysts for Speed Gaming. I mean, his Batter, his Clockwork, his Darkseer, they're all incredibly insane, so... I don't know, Arteezy is definitely one of the most talented players in North America, and he can definitely have a strong impact in the game, but without Bone 7, that definitely leaves Speed Gaming without a little bit of an identity, and we'll have to see how they transition. But I guess having this tournament come up right now, about 2 weeks before MLG Columbus, doesn't come at a better time, because now they can really get integrated with Arteezy. So we'll see Sing Sing on the off lane. Not really as high impact role compared to the mid-sol lane, but when you have Arteezy replacing him, I guess I really can't complain too much.
Compared to the matchup they ended up running in the last game, he still ended up being a pretty high impact player. You don't see Sing Sing just sitting on an off lane, getting really bored, just saying, "I'm winning my lane in the long run." Doesn't
That's
really
definitely
happen.
true, but keep in mind that was a 1v1 matchup, I think. What if he's up
Yeah.
against a tri lane?
Yeah, actually, his 1v1 match. That's what it was in the last game. It was an Elder Titan going up against a Doombringer. Was the 1v1 matchup?
Yeah,
which he
and
ended
Doom
up-
with
which he
0
ended up winning.
armor, I mean, ET will just have a field day with that, but against a tri lane, well, I mean, he's Sing Sing. He's definitely going to have a really solid game overall, but we'll see if the dynamics change because Empire definitely sort of have a little bit of Speed Gang's number.
Well, let's Doom. What else have we got taken out? We got Pug and the Clockwork. I suppose you need to ban the Clockwork anymore up against Speed. Lol. Visage as well as the SF. Interesting to see they still ban out the Visage when you got Chen on the field already. Like Pilot, I prefers other heroes like Rubik when you have Lich as well as Doombringer on the field. I would not be surprised if that's high up on the list of things to have. And you also see Speed Gaming go with the Viper pickup. Now, this is probably primarily done so you can tank up most of what Lich and Doom is going to be throwing at you, but also you won't care during a team fight if you're doomed up.
Right. Viper, of course, as you all know, ridiculously tanky with Cross's skin, and usually builds into a mech, but with Chen on his team, that seems a little bit unlikely. I'm a bit surprised, though, that Crystal Main has not been picked or banned just yet, and both teams definitely can go with another support, so Crystal Main probably high on the priority list. I'm not too sure which team will pick him up. I mean, it seems like Speed Gaming has a better option since they could potentially go a bit more aggressive, but no, Empire gonna get that double ice deal with the fiery Doombringer. Well, fire and ice right there.
Well, it's like double ice as well. It's the death ice as well as the beauty ice between the Lich as well as the Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a different persona between the two. One is quite gorgeous, the other, well, you could go with a makeover.
But both have really good teeth.
I guess you could say that.
Then again, we haven't seen Crystal Maiden smile. I don't know, because she has
Well,
like
she is the Ice Queen, I guess.
so she has the passport face. You know, the one where you can't smile, you can't have you can't look like you enjoy life. Because no one, like when you go through the customs check-in, like no one's like, yeah, I really love to be here, people. Long queue, 50 minutes. Yeah. So you got to look like a picture to match your face.
So I'm a bit curious to see how Empire will run the Doom. He could go into jungle, he could also lane. But Timbersaw versus Doom, I mean, if you Doom Timbersaw, he is pretty much useless. I mean, that's the case with anybody Dooms, but Timbersaw especially since he's so reliant on his tank ability. Speed Gaming going to get the Rubik as well, so there's another support. But Speed Gaming definitely looking like they're going to run a defensive lane. And so far, it looks like Timbersaw will probably be in the off lane, and it might be a Viper mid lane, but again, they haven't picked up Envy's hero, so it could be a Farring Viper as well. And I'm not the biggest fan of Farring Viper, especially up against a Lich and a Doom.
It could also be a Timbersaw in the middle lane. As you're talking about, like you got Doom who's going to like doom you up, so you're not going to be able to use your you cheeky little devils, Team Empire. Where you just run Doombringer, Timbersaw with high levels up in reactive armor as well as Whirling Death. So when the Doom does come in, you're a little bit more prepared as far as like your life points when the engagement's going to come at you. So you don't just have high points up in Timbershade looking for kills. And now you've got a Clinks on the field. This is like the old Team Empire. Like when Funnick was playing with Team Empire, you'd instantly say, "Oh, hands down, aggressive tri lane. That Clinks, it's going to be played by Funnick. He's going to be in the safe lane while they go aggressive tri lane." And that's what I'm actually feeling a little bit too. Like it's going to be a Doombringer on the bottom lane that run Lich CM up on the top lane with an aggressive style hero that could in fact be that Clinks. So it kind of turns the other way around where you get an off lane Clinks with a safe lane Doombringer because Mag normally likes to do that with the Doombringer.
Now I'm really worried about this Timbersaw because now there are two really, really strong silences up against him. I mean, who else are you going to Orchid? I mean, you could Orchid Chen in the team fight, but Timbersaw, he's just going to have that Orchid primed and ready on him all the time. And if it's not the Orchid, then, well, Doom is going to be more than happy. And keep in mind, Chen, he's going to be in jungle for a large majority, so if Clinks manages to get a very fast Orchid, Chen could be in for a rude awakening. Of course, that does depend on how well Clinks farms. But Speed Gang banning out the Puck, Empire banning out the Night Stalker, both teams banning out seemingly mid heroes, so both teams may be looking for their mid. Again, like you said, it could be a Timbersaw mid. Both teams really not indicating what their last pick will be, but Speed Gang gonna get themselves a Mirana with their last choice. Not too sure what to make of this, but it looks like it will be a Viper mid with a farming Mirana.
Well, I kind of almost want to say there's going to be a Eternal Envy's Viper.
Yeah, that could definitely be the case. It's a very flexible lineup.
The only reason I'm saying that is because, like, in the last game we saw Sing Sing play an off lane with the hero which he's played in the middle lane before. And Sing Sing played a lot of Mirana in that solo mid role. So by taking him into that off lane as a Mirana, you could just have it with Rubik and Mirana up there. Timbersaur's got a escape mechanism, so he can move himself in and out on that top lane. And then you've got Viper who can do his thing in the middle lane, or you can put Timbersaur mid, Viper up on the top lane, and just leave Chen doing his stuff in the jungle. He can rotate down to the lanes which really need him, and just feels a little bit more dynamic. And because the way the creep waves do work these days, that becomes a lot more viable than if I suggested such a thing about a month ago.
Well, last pick Batrider, so now there are 3 really strong sort of disables that can lock heroes in place. If they manage to get a fast Blink Dagger, fast Force Staff on the Batrider, then that's -1 to an immediate team fight. But it is going to be a Sing Sing Mirana, and as you all know, Sing Sing Mirana, well, it's almost on a different level. He hits so many arrows, it's just absolutely unbelievable. So all you Sing Sing fans definitely going to be pretty pleased on which hero is taking control of this game.
It is going to be Arteezy on the Timbersaur and Viper over by Eternal Envy, unless they decide to switch after they get in. Yeah, so Scandal up against the Batrider up against the Timbersaur in the middle lane. I think it's times like this where Speed Gaming probably wish they were a little bit more like Alliance-ish and picked up the Magnus at the very, very start of this fight. But either way, game time underway. And let's see our lanes in just a couple of moments' time. When our last one, Pile Die, gets its signature Rubik. And we're going to start an extra moment, because it just wouldn't be a Team Empire game without a pause.
Of course, and it wouldn't be a Speed Gaming without a pause either, so... Well, Arteezy definitely wants to get this game underway, so we'll have to see how fast these teams can get into the match ASAP, but... Scandal versus Arteezy, that's going to be the main matchup that I'm going to be focusing my eyes on, and this used to be a really easy match for Batrider. Batrider versus 99% of the melee heroes would just dominate. But now, with that -10 base damage nerf, I mean, until level 3, Batrider doesn't have as easy a time. Once he gets to that level 3, yeah, it becomes a lot easier, but at that point, Timbersaw, especially Arteezy Timbersaw, can really try to zone out Batrider, especially since he has low range, low base movement speed, and it's going to be a really dynamic mid-lane matchup for the first 3 levels, and if Scandal doesn't manage to get a fast Blink Dagger, then look to Speed Gaming just really pouring on the aggression really, really early, trying to take map control with the Chen, and then just look for ganks all over the place with Mirana and Timbersaw. So it's really up to Scandal mid-lane to try to control, because Doom's not going to do anything for the first 6 minutes, Clinks is not going to do anything, Lich is not going to do anything, Crystal Main, well, she can do stuff, but it's going to really depend on Scandal for Empire's early game presence.
I'm just watching a little bit of debate going on between the players right now. It's like, can we keep this going? Don't have a lot of time, and I'm always down for that. Like, you start a game, like, take a water break, something along those lines. Yeah, but we've got a lot of games coming up tonight. For guys wondering too why we're doing a little bit of a different schedule coming out for the Eizo Cup, as far as normally we do the first round and the second round only on the first day. And then on the second day, we come back and do both the semifinals as well as the grand final. Tomorrow, there's the D2CL, which I'll be broadcasting. So I am needed for a period of time for that one. As well as there's also that we play grand final on tomorrow night. So because of that, we try and avoid conflicting, because we like to be the nice guys. We like to be the nice guys and say, you know what? We're here. We're here for the people. We don't need to conflict with the finals. So we're probably going to try and run that one even before D2CL. So keep your eyes peeled over at JoinDota.com or Eizo-Cup.com as well, and you'll see the starting times, which will probably, if we can organize it, be around 15 CET. There's no summertime anymore. So, yeah.
We play Grand Finals in High vs. Alliance yet again. A rematch of the Starladder, rematch of TI3 Grand Finals. I mean, this is just becoming the rivalry of the year, and maybe the rivalry that defines the early portion of Dota 2. Because
see, I'm looking forward to a better rivalry than that, man. I'm looking forward to the DK versus Alliance in Korea.
Oh yeah, well, DK versus VP first. I'm pulling for VP, but they're not looking that good these days, and DK, well, they're looking at a different level.
Well, let's get ourselves into the game, as everybody has started themselves up. Be Mag up on the top lane, taking up the role as the Doom. Always One of Fly is going to join him. So we're going to see dual lanes coming out here from Team Empire. Middle lane will be played up by Scandal, and that leaves bottom lane Silence as the Clinks. Advanced Goal behind. So the Frost is shared between both the top and the bottom lane. And as far as Speed Gaming International go, we have Pylai Dai as the Rubik, Sing Sing as the Mirana, Eternal Envy as the Viper, Aoi 2000 is his Chen, and that leaves Arteezy as the Timbersaw. So all the heroes we expect to be played up by Speed Gaming, played by the players we expect them to be played by. And then laning, we'll just have to settle down in a moment. But I got a funny feeling that Speed Gaming, they won't want to back off from this lane. They may realize we're going to see dual lanes. Even then, you may realize you're going up against a Lich and a CM at level 1. You should have a little bit more power than that. But what are they going to do? They're going to leave Sing on the bottom lane. So Sing on the bottom lane and Pylai as well as Aoi are going to have a little bit more fun inside the jungle.
Arteezy started out some really nice mid lane items. He knows Scandal playing the Barret in mid lane. He picks up a Magic Stick as well as a Stout Shield, and there goes all of Barret's presence for the first couple levels. And Arteezy should just have a field day from levels 1 through 3. And once he gets that, he gets a bottle. He gets maybe 1 or 2 points in Timber Chain. Well, just 1, I guess, since it's a mid lane matchup. And I mean, look for Arteezy to get off to a really good start. But again, all Scandal really needs is that Blink Dagger. And with Doom not jungling, this ward is really not going to be nearly as useful. Of course, it will block the pull spawn, but with Doom jungling, he will have a bit of an early game presence because he'll get a bit more experience, especially with the Lich in his lane.
It's going to help Matt a lot. I think Pylai was actually trying to use that first Observer ward of his, like the block one, to, in fact, possibly even get the first blood out in the Crystal Maiden. She came down to try and contest with that DD rune when I found herself on a cliff and being beaten down by Pylai. That was the problem. Crystal Maiden didn't take the bait. This middle lane, this is going to be a fun little time, but hang on. I thought at the very, very start, who's supposed to win this CS battle? I'm seeing a 1-2 right now up on Arteezy. Mr. Whirling Death goes 3-2 up against a 0-0 Batrider. Obviously, though, Napalm, things get a little bit rougher after that point.
Again, Arteezy's mid lane item is really smart. Magic Stick, Stout Shield negates a lot of the damage, but now Batrider getting a little bit of a foothold. I mean, a little bit, I suppose. But again, a nice Observer ward to scout out the early game movement of Pylai. So now he's forced in the bottom lane. You know, Viper really won't be dissuaded too much, so look for Envy to get free farm. And all the while, Sing Sing lands an arrow on Mag, immediately doing a lot of damage. Sing Sing just pouring on the hurt, forcing Mag to use a salve very, very soon. And Arteezy 6 stacks, he's going to have to back off. He is taking a lot of damage in the middle lane.
Yeah, this is getting rough for him. He needs that. He needs that bottle to come out for himself if that's what he wants to try and build into. Pylai playing around with silence on the bottom lane. They're trying to force him to skeleton walk himself out of this because right now he's still using a lot of mana for his searing arrows, and they wanted to burn through the 75. Not to mention putting it onto cooldown. Scandal. And you gotta be careful coming in that close on Arteezy. Range is your friend.
Oh, bottom lane, one more searing arrow would have spelled the end of Pylai, but just a little bit, not enough damage. Crystal Maiden only level 1. That Frostbite did a lot of work. And keep in mind, the bottom lane doesn't have any detection, so if they can't really force out Skeletal Walk, but all the while in the mid lane, Arteezy forcing out the south from Skeletal. This is just a lot of action early on, but no kills just yet.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised Crystal Maiden didn't end up going for the Nova as opposed to the Frostbite. To have that extra little bit of damage as well as to have the slow, you weren't going to have a Rubik just, well, Frostbite controls him for a little bit of time. It doesn't buy enough time for Klinks really to get a town on him.
Well, I think Speed Gaming did a really clever job disguising their lanes. They didn't really expect the Rubik to come in the bottom lane as well. So Crystal Maiden may thought she could have been a bit greedy, maybe jungle it up and use that Frostbite to very great effect. But now that it's a dual lane bot and Viper, already one of the best 1v1 matchups in the world with a dual lane up against Klinks, they want to have Klinks get out to a reasonable good start. So that's why Crystal Maiden picked up that Frostbite. And right now, like you said, she might be regretting it. But Klinks starting to recover a little bit. 12-3, definitely not too shabby up against the likes of Viper.
But at the same time now, they're unable to get pulls. The Crystal Maiden's not finding, like, okay, the levels are great for the Klinks. The Crystal Maiden sacrificing herself for it. Eternal Envy's got to get himself back into this mix-up. Being given over an extra tango for this, and they're going to try and push Silent out of this lane as much as they possibly can, because he's getting way too much right now. You can already see him, he's rushing up the Orchid. He picks up his boot, so okay, that throws out my idea of he's even going to go like bootless rush up into the Orchid.
I don't think you can really do that against a Viper or a Timbersaw. They manage to get a little bit of detection. Timbersaw can burst him down, so he definitely wants to have the boots online. But this top lane really being won handily by Empire after that initial bit of harassment Sing Sing was able to do. Well, Lich just said, hey, this is my lane, and you can't really do anything about it against Lich, especially when you're a solo Mirana. Yeah, you can shoot an arrow at him, but Lich just will shrug that off every day of the
Scandal's
week.
being way too aggressive here in the middle lane, man. They've got smoke rotation coming in from Pyrelight Die, and Arteezy's been prepping him. He's been prepping him so much, and now Scandal, he moves down the right way, the Fey Bolt. He's able to escape from the gank right then, but it really did feel like Arteezy did some prep work with the 3 level up Whirling Death. He did that twice over as well, and just loved every moment of it. But apart from the unable to get the kill at the end of it all.
So just considering the pace of the game, I think this really does favor Empire quite a bit because Scandal, I mean, yeah, he had a little bit of pressure applied to him, but considering the pace of the game, again, Orchid onto Timbersaw with the Clinks online, Doom just shuts down anyone who's speed gaming. I really favor the pace of the game for Empire, and it's going to depend on AUI to start some movement as Arteezy is continuing to just duke it out with Scandal, mono e mono, as that 2 points reactive armor can really mitigate any bit of harassment that the Barrier throws his way. And Barrier just going to look to stack up some creeps, start to get his Blink Dagger up a little bit faster. And once he gets that Blink Dagger, I really fear for speed gaming quite a bit, since they really don't have the most mobile supports. In fact, they have 2 very immobile supports.
You're right. But at the same time, I'm still wondering, like, Scandal, can he do enough damage to bring down Arteezy? Because every time he's trying to jump himself in to get closer on Arteezy, Arteezy's harassing him down with his own damage output. He's running around with arcane boots as well as wand charges. So he's got a lot of burst heal, and that time when you got the tether, you need some really quick follow-up damage. So that means you've got to have Crystal Maiden with her Nova, with her Frostbite. You've got to have Lich with his Frost Nova as well. You've got to have something else, including maybe even Clink's damage, if they want to pick off that Timbersaw as he's getting up and up in levels. The sticky napalm, the only way you're going to get him down is if you got like 6 sticky napalms already on the Timbersaw before you do your Firefly into a lasso. You just don't do the damage when you got like maybe 1 or 2 sticky napalms up and you lasso him back.
Well, Scandal's going to continue to stack the jungle. Going to see a bit of a rotation by Paladin, but so far this laning phase, definitely not going to speed gaming's calculations. I mean, Sing Sing, yeah, he's really great at Mirana, but so far he's just being shut down completely. Again, the Lich factor really making its presence known here. And I don't think they're doing enough to shut down the Clinks, like you mentioned on the bottom lane. Viper, yeah, he's really strong in 1v1 matchups, but they're just rotating Paladin a lot. And right now they haven't really been able to do too much with these rotations, so that is giving Clinks a little bit too much space, and a fast Orchid on Clinks is definitely something you don't want to have happen, but mid lane.
Chakram going to go out, Scandal being picked up and thrown down. He's able to get the last 2 off on Arteezy, and there's no finish up, so they actually break him off, so he's on the low ground. He's going to Timber Chain up here, Arteezy, with this Haste Rune, and the Chakram's enough damage. He's got 2 napalms, and he wants to deny himself up to the Thunder Lizards before he's going to get Frostblast down by Vanscore, and he's successful at doing so. The Rubik died back. In fact, he got picked up almost next to the easy camp at the Tier 1 tower. But it becomes a 2-1 trade, but technically it's a 1-1 because of the denial.
What's really important is that Mag just hit level 6, so this should be another easy kill because the Doom just got his bottle, and that's going to ship towards him. So keep an eye out for Sing Sing. That Doom has not been used, and, well, it's coming very, very soon for that Mirana. And all the while, Viper and Clinks just continue to farm it up. But Scandal, still not too bad of CS just yet, and we're going to see a teleport top by Arteezy. This might turn around for a rude awakening for Empire. They don't have a ward there, so they really don't have any idea what's going on.
And they're going to use Mirana ulti to initiate. That's a big creep wave coming in from Maui. He is covered by the Mirana ultimate. Now with the arrow, it's only a 3-second stun on Mag, but with a Timber Chain down and the Whirling Death, Doombringer may have his level 6, but it's not an easy kill. Well, not for Empire, at least.
Yeah, Mag just played that a little bit too close because actually there is an Empire ward. They didn't see Arteezy teleporting in, but they did see Chen go invisible with the Moonlight Shadow. So they probably should have suspected that there'd be one more person right there, especially with Arteezy missing off the map. But right now this is exactly what Speedgang needs. They need to push, and they really need to get some map control going online because then they can really start to dominate.
He's in trouble on bottom lane. San's going to give it a crack right now. Vanscore, Frostbite. He's just too much controlled on that bottom. Cannot move. San's got all the damage output required. But at the same time, it becomes a trade-off. Viper goes down the bottom lane, but Speed Gaming take the Tier 1 tower on the top.
Scandal's just going to farm this giant stack of creeps. He's going to get pretty close to his dagger, almost level 8. Well, he's going to hit level 8 right now, and only about 600 gold away from finishing this dagger. A couple more waves will mean the dagger for Scandal, and that's when Speed Gaming's life just becomes a lot harder, because Viper, again, he did get killed, has the treads, has the Wraith Band, but really no transition to anything. I wonder what he's going to go for first. I mean, he doesn't really need to get the mech because they have a Chen, so it's probably going to be an Aggro Rush, but I don't know how effective that will be. Yeah, it'll make him very tanky, but I don't know how much else it will do.
I would even feel for the Aghanims in this. Right now, Arteezy's building into a way that he can survive most initiations that come out from Team Empire when they jump on him. All the Eternal Envy's got to do is be ready to fight. And Empire, like you're calling it, the Blink Dagger's going to be coming up at a fast rate. It's not really that great because they keep getting blocked up or watched as Scandal tries to farm up more and more. But his major issue is it's not an 8-minute blink. It's going to be, at this rate, an 11 to 12-minute blink dagger, which means Arteezy can tank up, and you can get the same thing from Envy. He can pick up Ring of Aquila, he can pick up drums if he wants to. He's actually not even going to do that. He's going to go BKB instead. It's an Ogre Club up on the Courier right now. It could still go into an Aghanims, but at this point of the game, I think he just wants to make sure Doom is the only thing that can affect him.
Well, Silent almost has his second Oblivion stat finish, so this is going to be a really fast Orchid, and he does spat out Arteezy in jungle. I don't know if they can really kill this Timbersaw. The Nova whiffs, and that should mean an easy retreat for Arteezy. And Scandal is going to get another stack. He will have the dagger after finishing this stack, so Empire are going to have their strong skills online very, very soon. And meanwhile, it doesn't seem like Speed Gaming going to be able to do too much, but they might be able to make something happen. Haste Rune on Arteezy, and this could be the death of somebody.
He's got both the supports here, and they're going to have to split the supports up. At the same time, Clinks ends up dying to Mirana, and Arteezy, Timber Chain, the Flame Break. It knocked him back before the Timber Chain was able to connect, so it didn't interrupt him. And jumping in and out of the Mirana ultimate, they're able to pick up the Lich, and the Clinks died actually inside the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, that was really unexpected. I mean, that's bad, but at least he was able to spend all of his gold, finish the second Oblivion stat. But this is going to mean another tower, and suddenly Speed Gaming, well, they're going to have the mech up relatively soon. They have a level 8 Chen. He's going to get his boots up relatively soon as well. And because they're on the dire side, and because they do have a Chen, this could be very easily a Roshan attempt relatively soon. But again, against the Blink Dire Batrider, that's never as easy as it seems.
This just needs to be a full-on push now. Tier 2 towers as well, Undead Army, 2 Centaurs, Catapult behind you. Just go nuts. Rapila dies having fun in the middle lane, fighting his level 6 already. So he's got a couple of fun abilities to steal, and you're pretty sure Scandal wants to go on him, but no Firefly for another 8 seconds, and Blink Dagger's flying out to him now, which is a good thing. But Sing Sing Arteezy now, they're actually going to leave the bottom lane. They don't want to keep pushing anymore. Clinks is on the hunt for him a little bit more, and they drop down Sentry Wards. We're going to see an early Roshan attempt here from Speed Gaming. I say attempt, it should be quite successful. They kind of need an observer ward a little bit up here, though, so they can see what's coming at them. Right now, Viper initiated on, but they've just used their Firefly and Lasso. Arrows flying out a long way. That's a 5-second stun over on Scandal. Chakram comes up, and there's going to be a follow-up. In fact, it is. It's a Timber Chain straight through him. CM throws are already down. Lich, they've got to split. They've got to split. Pilot Eye goes up. It's Sing Sing, though. He has to jump down now to Owie. They finally stopped that Lich Jolly from bouncing, but Arteezy, he's smack bang in the middle of this fight. Vanscore's being focused down by the army of the Chen. And did Rubik just steal Chain Frost? I think he did. Finally, a Chakram. No, it's too short. It didn't finish the job. Sounds a little bit further up. Now the Timber Chain finally picks up the Crystal Maiden. But Arteezy's spent way too long chasing this. He's going to be able to TP himself out to safety.
Sing Sing going to survive the Doom on 80 HP, so after everything's said and done, I don't know who actually won. I guess Empire, because they got the Viper? Maybe? Question mark?
I'm going to say it's Speed Game because they got even more money up on the Timbersaw with the double kill. That's where I'd throw it down to.
Yeah, it's just a really, really chaotic fight overall, but that is going to be Clinks' Orchid. And yeah, Speed Gaming, they're doing a nice job grouping up now, but if they're ever on their lonesome, Orchid, Blink Lasso, and the fact that Doombringer, he's going to have his mech up relatively soon. I mean, Empire getting their items online, but again, this really farmed Timbersaw could spell a huge amount of trouble. Keep in mind, Clink's very squishy. Batrider died in the blink of an eye after he got the initiation off onto Viper because of that Timbersaw. So right now, this is still anybody's game, and if you look at the graphs, it really does reflect that.
Yeah, only 2,000, 1,000 gold and experience being the difference. It's not that much to write home about right now. But when Silence starts ganking up, maybe it will be good. This mech, well, for Mag, you're talking about it being close, but he's still about 800 gold away from completion of that. And considering he's got 3 levels up in Devour, I was kind of feeling that coming up a little bit sooner than it really is. Now, Eternal Envy, actually, it seems you're right, man. It's Ag's Rush. He's got point boost from Noga Club. He's not going to go into that BKB of his. And Arteezy, I'm actually wondering, too, what he's deciding to build up to. Because by picking up this early Vitality booster, he's got a lot of other different options. He could just go into the Vanguard. We could be looking at him going the Owie build, a.k.a. always rush up a Rod of Atos because it's the best item in the game. And he's going to get point booster. No, we're going to go classic. We're going to go classic. I was hoping he might do something different and unusual, but obviously not.
Well, Empire, they seem like they're fully aware that this is going to happen. Lich does not have the Chain Frost, so that's a huge amount of damage. Not in the picture. Sing Sing with an arrow catches out Scandal. This is going to be disastrous.
There's your Chain Frost coming out from Always Want to Fly. Bounces down, but doesn't keep going. They've already lost the Bat Rider, and they lost the Crystal Maiden pretty shortly after, and Always Want to Fly. He wants to come back up in the mid, but he's very, very cautious with 280 life points up his sleeve. And they go back in to finish Roshan for Speed Gaming. 2 kills and a Roshan. Now, you can answer that one a little bit easier than the last fight. Who won that one?
Definitely. I mean, Scandal, he should have really been careful about his positioning. Sing Sing just pretty much shot a point-blank arrow, and with that immense amount of burst damage, they able to bring down Barrett in the blink of an eye. And Barrett, he should be circling over the cliffs. He shouldn't just be charging straight into the Rosh pit. But many thought Speed Gaming were closer to finishing off Rosh than they actually were. But now Speed Gaming, they will be able to take this Aegis and claim a pretty easy tier 1. And now Speed Gaming have exerted control. And Sing Sing only has 26 CS, but 3-0 and 2. That makes his net worth a lot higher than it otherwise would be. And this could be trouble for Empire relatively soon, because even though they have the Orchid on Clinks, the Blink Dye and Barrier, they actually have not been able to do too much, simply because Speed Gaming are just grouping up and playing 5-man Dota.
Oh, jump in. It's going to go in right now on Owie 2000, though. So they're controlling up the Chen, but he's still going to get the Mac off. He gets the hand of God off as well because Silent, well, there was a Doom over towards Arteezy, so at least he can't jump out. But Owie 2000 is trying to send him back. He's going to be successful. He'll lose his own life to save out one of his core heroes, but that's okay. While Pylite died, he actually stole Doom himself and put it onto Always Want to Fly. There's a level death. He gets stunned up before he's going to get out. We've got Centaur's dying, it's Eternal Envy, as well as Sing Sing trying to gank up, and now Pylite Die finally goes down the Frost Nova, but Always Want to Fly. He's locked between a rock and a hard place, and now with a slow over towards Mag, the ulti out from Eternal Envy. That's an Aghanim's ulti if it's really going to work. Timber Chain up, but Mag went the other direction. The slow is still going to be there, and Sing Sing's really keeping up with him. There's another slow as well. Now the Chakra. Morana will get the last hit in with the Starfall. And there's also a DD rune to pick up on the top lane. Bloodstone for Arteezy. Man, he would have wished he had that before this fight.
An overwhelming victory for Speed Gaming. Again, the initiation, it was good, but it just simply was not good enough. They really... I mean, Clinks, he's just not really that strong in 5-man engagements just yet. Orchid and 800 HP, I mean, of course, that's not accounting for Death Pact, but only level 11 means he'll probably get 1200 HP with the Death Pact, and if that times out, he's just absolute paper, especially to the likes of the Timbersaw Burst Edge, the Viper Strike. I mean, Speed Gaming are starting to get their guns online, and this is looking a little bit grim for Empire at this moment, but they still have some really strong heroes, and they might be able to find anyone in the jungle who has a mech, but...
There we go. Mac will keep him alive for a little bit. Oh, wait, he didn't commit. He didn't commit. And now Pylite Die wants to come out for him. Sentry Ward, he got telekinesis. Dragging him back. The nuke from Owie 2000 not enough. But now we get also Skeleton Walk stolen by Pylite Die. You can't chase that one down, man, no matter how great you think you are.
That's actually a really great spell, because now his Skeleton Walk initiation with telekinesis, that's almost as good as Shikuchi. And this is going to be almost a blink dagger basically on Pylite Eye. And he has only 100 gold in the bank. Does he have anything on the curve? He does not. But it looks like Pylite Eye will be able to scout the entirety of Empire with one Skeletal Walk. And this spell, really, really strong. And Clinks does really not want to give it away, but didn't really have too much of a choice.
It's amazing how fast he walks too. He literally is. Remember, like Nyx Assassins used to be described. By the time you hit level 16, you became a walking ward because you were always invis until like the last moment, then just like refresh back up again. But this Rubik, he is literally a walking ward, searching for anybody he possibly can find, catch him out. He's got all the mana. Like it's 75 mana. He triggers Arcane Boots, and welcome to your mana back again. It's
pretty ridiculous. And again, it's one of the best spells he could steal in this game, aside from Doom, which he's stolen twice. Chain Frost, well, I mean, there's a bunch of good spells he could steal, but...
He's gonna get revenge. Invis! Oh, he done time. Now you lose the ability. Oh, wait! Check the corner! Back in. Silent will get the kill on Rubik. He had fun with his own abilities, but he'll have to try and find another opportunity to steal that skeleton walk.
Well, that was kind of clowny, but RTZ's still far away. Sing Sing actually has a Yasha online, and Barret's still working towards his 4-step. This tier 1 tower in the mid lane will get threatened, but Envy with the Aegis will be more than enough to hold it up for now. And Empire, they should just be farming for their 4-step. Just keep farming, but Clinks, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Picked up an easy kill on the Rubik, trying to farm up as best he possibly can, because they know they can't really fight Speed Gaming at this point. They just need to turtle and split push. But the question is, will Speed Gaming let them? And more often than not, Speed Gaming just likes to sit back on the lead and make it get bigger and bigger. But I don't know, against this lineup, they might be more inclined to push earlier rather than later.
Well, here comes your push, man. Speed Gaming at the tier 2 tower. And they may... tier 3, add a question mark. And the question mark is not going to be answered. Not positively, at least. They're going to look for a kill up on top lane instead. TPing into the tier 2 tower with Sing Sing. I'll notice with Pilot Eye coming in, and what he got it again. Actually, no, he didn't. He got Death Pack this time around. Possibly even just as great. But Aoi 2000, he can't find it any... Well, actually, he doesn't need any nice creeps. He's got a Harpy and as well as 2 Wild Wings. He doesn't need much more. Harassment damage, Silent. Searching for an opening. He's looking for Pilot Die. Pilot Eye is just... Well, it isn't even a stack. He's just Death Pack farming. But he's going to be found out by Silent. And now he's going to orc it instantly. And this should be just a simple kill. Yep. Trying to use the Fog of War around the tree line. TP out. Not enough time. Not enough time. He needed that Clinks to overshoot him just then as he walked around and not check around the corner.
Oh, Dust caught off Silent. They don't have a stun, though, so Silent will be able to teleport out. And Silent is right now single-handedly keeping Empire in the game because Speed Gaming, again, they want to push his 5 because they know Doom is pretty much -1. If Barret managed to get a proper initiation, that could be -1 as well. So Speed Gaming really needs to push his 5. And Silent recognizes that, which is why he's just going balls deep into the jungle. And he's getting these pickoffs, and that's really slowing Speed Gaming push. And Aegis should time out relatively soon. And actually, it timed out a bit ago.
I also noticed, too, that Valve doesn't seem to have updated the tooltip on that one. It said Dota 2 modifier, like AI kind of thing. It's like, okay. The regeneration effect is a very unique thing to Viper that has its own broken tooltip. Push to come down the middle lane now. So Sharkram through the creep wave. We've got the double tornadoes already started up as well.
Oh my god, double tornadoes. Is there anything more annoying?
Probably having a devour that gets rid of them almost instantly. But it's on cooldown right now, so we can't do it. The tornadoes do win the game. They're going to smoke themselves up. And Vanskor, well, that's already triggered off you, man. As well as Mag. Is that a misclick? Maybe.
Silent actually in the back match kill off a courier and this Chakram bursting down Vanskor. So right now, Speed Gaming did lose a courier, but they should be able to take this tower without too much trouble. As Empire, they really need to back out right now. They lost way too much HP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've already done what they came here to do with the tier 2 tower. They want the tier 2 tower up on the top lane now. Quick, simple rotation with all this extra gold coming in too. Even though Envy does have that Ogre Club on the dead courier, Viper is walking around with 1600, so that's going to be a Mithril Hammer. So we are going to see both your item you're talking about for him and my item too. So BKB as well as Aghanim Scepter build up for the Viper.
It's still annoying, though, to lose that courier, because Sing Sing probably would have had his Manta now. I mean, he has 2,700 gold, so after this tower is taken, he'll have his Manta. So right now, I mean, if Speed Gaming want to get their items, they're going to have to go back to base. But Arrow, going to fly and hit Scandal yet again. That's probably the
5
time.
seconds. Timber Chain down, Whirling Death. Sharkram, he's dead before the end of the stun. Eternal Envy will be the one that gets doomed up. Mag try and chase him down. The Lich Alderman, and actually denies himself. On the last bounce down, Timbersaw will deny himself, and they're moving back. Sentry Wall's down because they're trying to use them run Alden to give himself some distance, and now the stun over to Mag. Envy, don't turn to try and fight that one-handed god, and Meg, it will not protect him long enough. And into the corner, Pilot Die will try and TP out. Silent will see him, realize there's nothing he can do about it. But it becomes a Viper for a Batrider. Aoi is running as quickly as he can from Fly. The Nova, he stopped to throw it out, and then the arrow will connect. Aoi with the nuke damage to the Starfall from the high ground, they got themselves a kill here. Silent still wants Owie. He's running right behind him. Mag's coming in as well. And Owie's been isolated from the rest of the team. They've got to move back in for him right now because Silent's about to get to the high ground, do some damage. In comes Arteezy. Timber chains through. Sharkamon, another arrow from Sing Sing. It's like magnets to the mag. And now Timber chain through with the Whirling Death flying. Sing Sing with the range damage gets the kill out. They lose the chamber. They pick up the Doom with some wonderful maneuvering.
Sing Sing, I mean, he just hit 3 consecutive arrows in the span of 45 seconds. This is ridiculous. I mean, initiation on the Barretter. Barretter didn't do anything in that fight. Managed to get an easy kill on the Lich. Got another easy kill on the Doom. I mean, what more can you want from Mirana? And he doesn't even have 50 CS, and he has to finish maxed out before the 25-minute mark.
Where you going? You don't need no CS. That's why they had the changes to the game. But then again, Son, if he can get this pick off right now, oh, look, Mana style. And Orchid just became a little bit less. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. But no one is near him right now. They can't do anything against him. He's away to safety. Someone who may not be is Scandal. Timber Chain, there's no trees. Firefly outwins Timbersaw.
When everything's said and done, speaking, they did have the tower push stop. Sing Sing is still ridiculously farmed. But I'm still waiting on Scandal to get a proper initiation. These initiations have just been really, really bad. He still hasn't gotten a 4-staff initiation. I mean, these arrows have just been remarkable, so not everything can be blamed on Scandal, but he's standing in the middle of the path instead of just fireflying over the trees, and of course, if you firefly over the trees against a Timbersaw Maul, I mean, you can just get all those trees chopped down and the path becomes a bit more open, but Envy, he's going to get spotted out. Will he die right here? There's a Doom online, and this could be the death of a Viper, but there is a tier 1 tower. Speedgang could teleport to try to save Envy's life, but Envy's dead.
No. There is no way to save his life from all of that. The Orchid pops him, and they're going to try and snipe out the tower. Fortification will slow him down a little bit. They could probably still keep going on that. There's no support coming in very quickly. Sing Sing's running down here right now. But they're going to back themselves up. While in middle lane, I'm seeing Pylai Die coming in for initiation. His Scorched Earth is what he's on right now. So he's got high maneuverability and really good regeneration. And also his build, no Blink Dagger. We go Ghost Scepter, Wand, Arcane Boots for Rubik.
Sing Sing, waiting in the background, arrow, well, that's the first arrow miss in probably 4 or 5 minutes. And he's been spamming these arrows.
It's a fish, especially going fish. I mean, I was casting with Loader the other night, and we're talking about the Mirana. It's like, well, so many arrows missing. It's like, well, most of the time you don't even want to try and hit your arrows. Most of the time you want to use it so you know who's coming at you, and you may as well just throw them out anyway. It doesn't really cost that much mana. It's only 100 mana when you get a mana pool of. You look at Sing Sing, he's got 700 mana pool. No problem at all, just to throw out an arrow. You got to battle up against the cooldown, 17 seconds. Not a problem at all. Use them as often as you can.
Because Silent now is the BKB, and only Viper Strike will go through that. And yeah, Viper Strike will slow you down by an immense amount. But other than that, Clinks really won't be hurt too much. But this will be another Roshan for the side of Speedgang because Empire are just going to go for some tower trades instead. And yeah, Empire, they're going to get 2,000 gold from this, but they are giving up yet another Aegis. And Speedgang should try to look to end the game on the back of this Aegis. Or at least try to break the base. I mean, ending game might be a little bit too ambitious.
TP's coming top. Yeah, it's not going to be 2,000, man. Arteezy wants to fight this. He's already doomed up. He came up here with the Aegis. The Lich Ultimate. It's not going to bounce because the TP didn't finish in time. So Arteezy, he's backing himself into a corner right now. The Doom is going to last long enough to pick him up, or will it? The arrow flies up. There's your level death with the bonus dash. But Sing Sing, he's got Mag locked between a rock and a hard place, but there's no stun. They can't stop him. They can't control him. The arrow is already used. Now on bottom lane, jumping to Eternal Envy, lassoing him back. Clinks with all the damage in the world from range. Picks off the Viper. So they managed to burn through both the Aegis as well as the Viper's normal life.
And this is just a game of twists and turns. Empire now look to have the advantage because Clinks, he had the BKB finished about a minute ago, already has 1,800 gold in the bank. And right now, Speedgang, again, they want to be pushing as 5, but as soon as somebody dies, that's the end of their push. They're not really as strong in the Mirana as they want to be, where they can take a fight 4v5. So they really need to get the Viper online, but these initiations are starting to become on point. Scandal managed to get really strong lasso, and with the Clinks online, that is definitely a dead Envy. And now, well, Speedgang, they're starting to run out of gas. They have no Aegis. They built for the mid game, aside from Sing Sing, but he doesn't really have the CS that can really transition in late game just yet. And it's just looking a little bit grim for Speed Gaming, but again, this game is still can go in any direction.
Yeah, this can come down to initiation. It's all about who you can get the silences off on as well. Because if that doesn't happen, if you don't find the opening, then life can be a lot harder. And staying in close can be a little bit harder too when you see Arteezy finish up into what is now a Shiva's Guard for him. You've got that Mithril Hammer coming in as well for Viper. And he's about to finish up the full BKB. In fact, there it is. He's now got the money for the full BKB. So this next fight is going to be the key one for Speed Gaming. That's going to be the Bloodstone charges once for Arteezy. It's going to be Pylite Die, the man to find some space. You're going to have Sing Sing, man to find arrows. Then you got Eternal Envy, man to find immunity. And then your last one, which is Chen, which is man to find everybody else and save them. Sing Sing, maybe arrow.
Oh, BKB!
Silent, he felt it. He thought the arrow was coming, but Sing Sing actually started with damage instead of the disable. And that is one of those moments now. He's on the sidelines. He can buy back, though. It only cost him 970, but having the extra timer, he buys the crystals and still has money for buyback.
But that was also the 10-second BKB. You won't have the BKB online for the fight, so this is Speed Gaming's chance to fight. And right now, it looks like they're taking full advantage of that. Again, this top tower is still staying, so Empire, they're trying to make trades, but without this BKB, Clinks just becomes a lot weaker in these team fights.
There's your TP coming back out towards the top lane. Blink down, but already Pylite Die awaiting him with the arrow, with the Starfall. 4-staff down the BKB, and he'll trigger it just to lose it straight away. That's another 10-second BKB gone.
I mean, that's pretty bad, but actually to stop a tier 3 push, I mean, that's not the worst trade in the world. They are going to get the tier 2 instead, but I really think Speed Gaming would have lost their tier 3 without the Clinks BKB online, but now Clinks, he'll respond, he'll have the BKB online, and Barrett, yeah, they're going to lose the tier 2, but this is just one more tier 2, and Speed Gaming, they're still looking very, very strong, but Doom now is a finished AC.
Yeah, he's had that for a little bit longer now, and with the fortification, it's keeping Mag away from the tier 1 tower. We've got a courier making his way out with a Maelstrom, got spotted out by a Radiant Observer Ward. So I don't know if someone's going to go hunting for that. But tier 2 tower is gone, and Mag does finish up the tier 1 tower. And Speed Gaming's got a choice right now. Do they go or do they retreat? Courier, look, they want to try and be a little bit more defensive and elusive with it. Silent, he's getting bomb 1 crit on it as well. Mag in the middle lane, Envy is a little bit too far away. He can't get the slow on him. Arrow flies down, and Mag, he sees it coming with the creep wave that was there. Leap away, but the Doom's already gone off, which means movement speed from Sing Sing will allow him to save his life here, but Envy has to pop his own BKB and back off. Meanwhile, a little bit further back in, Silent pops his own BKB, trying to go for Owie. Meg charge already. Blink Lasso, trying to hold Arteezy there. Silent, he's actually using Owie's creeps to survive. Hand of God, 4-staff away. It won't disjoint the attacks. Lich Holly also bouncing between the Chen army as well as Arteezy, and Speed Gaming are losing everybody here. Sing Sing survives, but he's stuck in the tree line, trying to use mana to get himself out by the looks of it. But he is the only player for Speed Gaming to be alive right now.
Doom just man-fought Sing Sing and Viper by himself, and he managed to get a kill. Really, really nice play by Mag. And now, just once again, in the blink of an eye, it's now Empire on top, as they're going to get a mid-tier 2. They still haven't taken any towers on the top lane, but those are the last 2 outer towers on the side of Speed Gaming, and these towers should fall in very short order. And Clinks, he is hurting. He is going to have the Daedalus finish in about 650 gold or so. And once he gets that, there really is nothing that Speed Gaming can do to combat the DPS. Yeah, they have Shivas. Yeah, they have Viper Strike to slow down the attack speed. But they only have 1 Ghost Scepter. It's on Pylite Eye. They really need to get more Ghost Scepters up on
They need a 5-second arrow. It's the only way. It's like if that arrow connected from Sing Sing onto Mag, if Mag didn't back up like he did, then that fight would have gone completely Speed Gaming's way. There's no doubt about it in my mind whatsoever. Silent, I got no vision of him. There's no gems. There's no nothing. So even if they want to get themselves an arrow, they just can't know where he is. And now they do. He takes the top tower, runs invis, guess arrow, gonna guess wrong. And Silent now does have, after getting that solo kill on the tower, his full Daedalus up and running.
Yeah, that's a good point you made. This is really surprising because the only gem that's in the game was actually purchased by Empire, so it's not like Speed Gaming bought a gem and then lost it. They just haven't bought a gem yet. So I'm really... No, now they bought a gem. Who's it on? Oh, May they lost one and it's in the base.
They did buy a gem. As you know what? There's 2 gems. Empire bought 2 gems. There's one over on Scandal right now, and that's belonging to Vanscore, who purchased that one. And then you got Always when a fly is walking around with a gem, and there it is. It belongs to Owie. I thought the items...
Oh, so you got it in the last team fight, I guess.
Yeah, must have.
Well, desperate times call for desperate measures, and this is not really desperate times just yet, but C Gaming really to get the map control back online. They're going to smoke up, and they do not have detection again for Silent, so Silent... He will be able to dispel smoke if he walks by, but that should be an immediate indication that Speed Gaming should drop a sentry ward. But instead, they're going to go for Doom. And Mag, he doesn't have buyback, so he will be gone next team fight should he die. And it looks like he will.
Mirana ulti going to be used to help him out with this one. So Mag, as you said, initiated on. They already used a troll trap. They don't have another stun after that. The arrow flew down too. Silence at low for a quick moment by the looks of it. But Full Me On, you're up for Sing Sing. But they just troll from Owie.
That was such smart play by Mag right there. He was down to maybe half HP, and then the net trap was used because Speed Gaming obviously thought they could have burst him down, but then the BKB was activated, or actually the BKB was activated bits here, and then he teleported out. And now, well, that's the smoke used by Speed Gaming. So Empire, they're starting to get a bit more of an advantage. Lich looks like he's working his way towards his own Shiva's Guard, as he has 27 gold in the bank, and he's level 13. This is a pretty farm Lich. Crystal Main going to work towards a 4-staff most likely, so even these supports on the side of Empire are becoming quite powerful.
I just want to say right now, I'm really happy not a single Necro book in the game. just want to get that one off my chest straight away.
Yeah, any Midases? No Midases. What is this game? Is it 679 or 678?
No. It's just failure Dota. That's what it is. No Midas, no Necros. Obviously, these guys don't know how to play Dota. What are they? Like top teams in Europe? Oh, yeah, that's just a little purge unit. Yeah. Owie, of everything he could pick up, like he could be picking up status, he's like, nope, no, I want to have purge from the SATA.
He really needs a Ghost Scepter, because if he dies, there goes a huge portion of the heal, and he doesn't have anything to dispel the Orchid either, so if they were to initiate on, which is not the best usage of Orchid, but at this point with Mirana having a Manta, with Viper having a BKB, there's really not too many other Orchid targets aside from Arteezy. So, I mean, AUI really needs to get that Ghost Scepter online, but it's just simply too expensive at this point.
And Empire. He can solo push this middle lane. Doesn't even need any help here. But he's got it. With Scandal in the neighborhood. Mag. How's he looking for his next time? My God, you've had that AC for a while, Mag. You should be looking at something else. Shiva's Guard's up from Lich, so come on. Keep up with your supports level of farm. What is that net worth on the Lich? It's 8,000 net worth for him. But at the same time, Crystal Main's got, like, yeah, building into a 4-staff. That's building into one. Oh, no, he has it now. He's got the money for it. Lol. Okay. It's still okay. Empire's got enough money as it is. They're waiting for Roshan to spawn up, but he's already up. That's Aegis and Cheese. Their arrow flies in again from Sing Sing. If Empire moved quickly in to initiate on Roshan, that would have been a really good fight for them. Fight for Speed Gaming, that was. But Empire don't want to do it. I think they realize, too, that Roshan is the one big player right now where if they don't take it, Speed Gaming get Aegis and Cheese. But if they do try and take it, they run the risk of getting really caught out, like a 5-man, like Chakram and huge amounts of damage coming out with Feybolt and possibly even something else. If Lich threw the ulti out, he could lose his own life and kill the rest of his teammates by having that stolen by Rubik. And now in come Empire. They're going to do it quick. They're going to do it really quick.
That Satyr was guarding the trap, but this is going to be the start of a team fight, and already Barrett going to initiate. He's going to get Timbersaw. He's orchiding it up. Timbersaw is going to be the first one to die in this engagement. He suicides once again, but he's going to be dead for 40 seconds, and this team fight is going abysmally for Speed Gaming.
Yeah, they're losing everybody right now, dropping him left, right, and center. Envy's going to die, and Silent's going to look after Sing Sing. Envy's going to buy himself back and TP out to the tier 3 towers, but they're going to make this worth it. The Aegis has already taken by Silent. The Cheese was taken by Mag. The arrow is not going to connect on anybody. And this buyback from Envy now is not worth it. They've lost so much for so little given from Empire.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really, really big deficit for Speed Gaming. Almost a 10k, well, almost a 7.5k
Pilot
goal
Eye
difference.
initiating
10K
at the
goal
middle lane,
advantage.
picking up, throwing him down. He's got a possibility for a steal. In fact, he probably should be taking that right now and getting his life back. Starfall, point blank range arrow. Sing Sing, you can't man fight up against Mag. Attempted ulti there by Envy, but it just went out of range. And Klinks has managed to pick up the Rubik. Searching for Sing Sing. And Envy's caught in no man's land. He's running up towards the top, but Team Empire are hot in his heels.
Well, it looks like Envy should be able to escape. Actually, Envy doesn't have a TP, so Mag's going to keep chasing. I think he saw that fact, and that's why he's going to keep chasing. Now he's going to go back in the jungle, and Envy will be able to escape, but if Envy died right there, that would have probably been a tier 3 at the very least, because, again, used buyback, that would have been probably a 90-plus second respawn on the Viper. And without the Viper, Speed Gaming really can't fight, because Viper Strike is pretty much the only thing that keeping Klinks manageable in team fights, and he's already becoming unmanageable.
Well, just wait till he gets his next hammer shilling at him, and we'll see how manageable he can be.
Pretty unmanageable.
Soon he'll be able to afford up a Monkey King bar if he wants it. He's got 4,400 gold right now. Interested to see his other options if he feels like he needs life during a fight. Right now, he doesn't. Not at all, in fact. He just keeps farming. He just keeps getting fatter and fatter. And Speed Gaming, all they can do is 5-man sit inside their base or smoke out and move. The only real options. Even then, Timbersaw doesn't want to do that. He committed suicide recently, and he's down to 4 Bloodstone charges up on this Timbersaw. Courier's in with smoke. Yeah, they're going to smoke and move. Push out this top lane as quickly as they possibly can. This Courier's got the smoke, but yeah, the call's going to come back for everybody to come back. Envy's out way too far right now, but then again, if they can get this initiation on silent, he knows the Observer Ward for the Radiant side's watching it all up on the hill. They can't get initiations on anybody's speed. They're just being stalked. Timber Chain down. TC doesn't see that. And Silent thought maybe for a second he did.
Oh, smoke up by Empire.
Yeah, they're coming in, man. And already, they don't need the Doom. They've already got the first disable, the Orchid. Arrow's going to fly in. BKB from Mag just in case. Blink up Lasso. Now it's on Envy. They drag him back. We ended up having Lasso stolen, but the Lich only been thrown out. They really want this kill on Envy because that's now 2 cores down. And Envy on the sidelines for 82 seconds with no buyback available because it's still on cooldown. It's still counting down. This will be a push to the tier 3 tower, and it's going to be Sing Sing possibly dead in the mid. Look at Silent. He knows he can initiate in. Needs a good crit, and he can't find it. Can't attack quickly. Now Pylai die. He blinks in and uses the lasso we saw from before. The arrow will fly, but Silent still got BKB available, not to mention Aegis the Immortal. There's still 2 heroes down for Speed Gaming.
Again, Viper using that buyback in the Rosh fight, really coming back to bite him in a little bit because that's a really long respawn time. And this will definitely be a tier 3 at the very least. It might be a Rax. Timbersaw is going to respawn and always want to fly. He's just going to dodge out. But here comes a Blink Telekinesis by Pilot Eye. This should be a dead Lich, but he's going to get 4 stacked. But here comes a reinitiation.
Yes, it's just straight into the Bat Rider. Vance got through the ulti down. Speed Gaming had nowhere to move. And you've just had a Refresher Orb also fly in for a Doombringer. Uses the cheat, pops the Refresher Orb and searches for the Rubik, but it's already GG. Speed Gaming will be eliminated here in the best of 1 semi-final of the Eizo Cup. They've won so many of our other cups. And the one when we double the prize money, they can't make it to the grand final. But Team Empire, they are in the grand final for the last Eizo Cup, and they will come back to actually defend their title. They were last season's winner back in September. Who they'll go up against, we won't know just yet. In fact, we'll find out tonight, however. All the matches from the first round, the lower part of the bracket, will be coming up right now. And we'll be jumping ourselves into Pretty Boy Swag going up against Fnatic. So that'll be our next game coming up. Also featuring Rockskiss Mouse Sports and SSD as the invited teams. So stay tuned. More Dota 2 coming your way for the Eizo Cup.